Hello everyone, and welcome to this late winter New England day. I hope the winter's behind us. It wasn't too terrible, but pretty cold today. I want to do a walk around of my Branson tractor, tell you a little bit about it, tell you what I like about it, which is there's a lot to like about this tractor. A couple of small items I don't like about it, and maybe some pet peeves. But I bought this tractor new in November of 2021. It was delivered. I bought it from a Branson dealer outside of town. It was really hard to get any information on these tractors when I was looking. Maybe I just don't know how to research. And a lot of the dealers, my local dealer, which is not that local, he's about 80 miles from me, had nothing in stock and told me to basically buy whatever I could find. So I did, and I had it shipped to me. And I just want to tell you a little bit about Branson. The Branson name is gone. It is no longer, from what I understand, as of late December 2022 or early 2023. Branson was reabsorbed, I guess, for lack of a better word, into its parent company, which is TYM. TYM, for those of us that remember, used to make tractors for Cabela's and probably make a lot of tractors for other companies that are privately labeled, but you never know. I'm not too worried that Branson has disappeared into TYM. I think these parts for this tractor will be available for a very long time. But let's get to it. Let's walk you around this and let's let you know what I think about it, and we'll maybe do a cold start in a few minutes. It is a 2515H, so the H obviously stands for hydro. A lot of people said, why did you get a hydro? And the answer is, well, I wanted it to be easy, but not so much for me, but for anybody else that uses this tractor to jump on this. It's like the difference between an automatic stick shift and a manual stick shift. The kids at the farm may need to use this. My neighbors need to use this. So let's make it easy for them, as well as for me, by the way. It is a Kook J engine. And as far as I can tell, Kook J machinery has been around for a very long time, making tractor motors, maybe tractors even, for a very long time. It is 24.5 horsepower at 2100 RPM. I'll be honest, you will not win any races with this tractor. It will bog going up hills. It will bog on the road. But if you're on a reasonably low slope and you're tilling a field or running this unit on a field, you'll be fine. It's not meant to win any racers. It's a tractor. So we got a little snow here this afternoon. And, it stays outside. It will eventually get in the barn when the barn gets finished. But for now, it is what it is. I'm going to walk you through the operator station. And, hey, let's start with the seat. It is a fully adjustable seat, suspension seat, moves in and out. The seat adjusts for the weight of the operator. It's a nice seat, way better than the older tractors, way better than my older Kubota, but maybe not as nice as some of the super fancy tractors, but it does the job. To the left of the seat, your left-hand operator controls, we have the engagement lever for the rear PTO. That's in. That's out. We have the transmission lever. This is a 3-speed, even though it's a hydro, we have A, B, C, neutral, and C. It is manual four-wheel drive, I think. That's what the M stands for. So you have to engage this in and out to put the four-wheel drive on. And one really nice feature, which is standard, don't know if it comes on other tractors. Most tractors, you can get it. I'm not sure it's standard. It is the rear locking differential, which when you're sitting in the operator seat, you just push this lever down with your left foot, and it engages the rear differential lock, which I've used a lot. You know, it's pretty standard stuff. Let's keep going in the cab. We have obviously the brake lever on the left. We have the parking brake set here, and this is pretty typical of most tractors. These teeth engage this bar, which is welded to the back of the brake pedal. But, you know, keep in mind, and this is one of my pet peeves about this tractor, when you push the pedal down and you bring this lever down, sometimes the lever will bypass the welded rod on the back of the pedal. So even though you think the brake pedal's engaged, it's not, right? So it's you know, if they had extended this little rod half an inch, it wouldn't be a problem. A minor pet peeve, you just have to be aware of it. Gas tank, you know, I'm being lazy, I'm not jumping up in the seat yet. The gas tank, I like the gas tank, and then I also don't like the gas tank. I like it because it's down low, holds about 5.5 gallons. That will run this tractor 2, 3, 4 days at nearly full throttle. Great, you know, I guess fuel mileage. I like it because it's down low. It extends out under the driver's platform, holds about 5.5 gallons. Super easy to fill with your fuel jug. You don't have to lump that fuel jug up, and you know, most tractors have their fill up here on top of the cowling, or you got to open the hood to fuel them. Most tractors this size anyway, and you don't have to do that. That's what I like about it. What I don't like about it is, well, that it's too low. So if you were maneuvering through the field and you've got a tree stump stuck here between the front axle and the jug, the tank, could you smash this tank? It is only ABS plastic. If you're plowing or doing work in some field you don't know and it's overgrown, and it's your neighbor's field, and you don't know where the rocks are or the tree stumps are, you might run into a problem. But like I said, I do like it because it's easy to fill. So we get up in the operator station, wipe the seat off, so, well, that's icy, so I freeze a little bit. You know, steering wheel, your throttle is here. Lights, ignition switch, PTO. So what I really like about this PTO engagement knob is that once you engage the PTO lever, you still need to come here and engage this. Must be an electronic override on the PTO. Push it in and turn it, and you'll fire your PTO. Obviously, you know, make sure your throttle is down before you start your PTO. But if you're doing a lot of work where you're turning the PTO on and turning the PTO off, it's nice because you don't have to engage that lever. You leave the lever engaged, but then you operate the PTO off of this switch. It's out of the way, you're not going to hit it, you're not going to turn it on accidentally. It does have cruise control, so if you're on a reasonably level field or low slope, it will keep up. Hazard lights, yeah, everything's frozen, but they're standard. Cruise control standard. One minor thing is, minor pet peeve, is that the light switches, it has a full light package, high beams, low beams, off, on, has a horn, turn signals left and right. And you know, if you're jumping in or out of this tractor and your knee catches this plastic, Could that be a problem? Maybe. I haven't broke it yet, but I'm looking forward to that day when that happens. We have, a very simple plain gauge cluster: fuel, tachometer, hour meter, temperature gauge. We have the joystick controller for the front end loader, and I'll show you up front later, but I had the dealer add on a factory third function valve for the front hydraulics for the loader. But this is pretty straightforward to use. Of course, to your right, you have the forward and reverse, and it's pretty much that simple. It has a seat belt. It has rollover protection. To the right of the operator's seat is the, I'm gonna clean that up for you, is the control for the hydraulic lift for the 3-point hitch. So up, down, pretty standard stuff. This does have, I forget the grade. It's grade 2 or 3 3-point hitch. I purchased this unit with the backhoe, with the front end loader and bucket. I'll spend a minute talking about the backhoe. It has been incredibly durable. It has done a lot of work. Surprised me that when you sit this little machine and you lower the outriggers down, this backhoe will really dig. It will tear up rocks. It will lift a lot of weight. It'll push a lot of stuff. So I'm really surprised. It really works above its class, is the best way I could describe it. The backhoe bucket, I don't know what it is, about 10 gallons, 8 gallons maybe. It comes with teeth, 3 teeth, although the middle teeth has, that's been snapped off. And I would absolutely blame that broken tooth on operator error. Yep, that would be me. So, typical backhoe controls. It has 2 seats. Obviously, you have the front suspension seat on the tractor. You have the backhoe seat that operates the controls. You have typical backhoe stuff. And once you get used to this, by the way, I tend to run the backhoe at a slightly lower RPM, maybe 1800, maybe 2000. I don't run it at the maximum RPM. And it is very smooth when you get used to it. It's really pretty wild. So you have the boom out, bucket up, bucket down, the 2 levers for the outriggers, and then you have the boom up, boom down, left, right. It's typical backhoe stuff. There's the seat. It is attached to the top with the adjustable 3-point, I don't know, I can't even remember what you call that, top link. And it is not a 3-point hitch backhoe. Here's your 3-point hitch right here. The thing about the 3-point hitch, all solid stuff, all really pretty decent quality. There is the spindle output for the rear PTO. And this is the drawbar, adjustable drawbar. Probably pulls out to about 12 or 16 inches. But the backhoe is a massive, complete steel frame, half-inch thick steel, probably 3/8-inch box steel. And if you want to take a look, you see the backhoe frame is this frame. It runs all the way up under the front of the tractor, and it has sort of quick attach clips that go on and hold the front of the frame on. I've put this backhoe on by myself and taken it off by myself several times. It's easier to have somebody help you with it. It's not super easy, but it is very I'm very impressed with what the backhoe does. The depth of digging is the only limitation I have found on this backhoe. It will dig down to 5, maybe 6 feet. I don't know what the factory manual says, but about 5.5 feet. It's moved a lot of rocks for me. It's really done some great digging. If we get through the front of the tractor, obviously this is the front end loader, decent sized pistons. These are the rams or the pistons for the front bucket operation. Really, really decent quality, solid stuff. Now, this front end loader comes with a standard bucket. What I have on here is a grapple. The grapple is not a Branson product. It's made by Mahindra. Okay? M Grip Compact 64. The grapple has done a lot of work for me. In fact, I cannot believe I spent most of my life without the front end hydraulics to operate a grapple or a clamshell bucket or a snow plow or a snow blower. But this grapple has made light work of getting this field in shape, and I'll show you that in a minute. But yes, you are right. The grapple is completely tweaked and twisted. All right, so if you look at the side upper jaw of the upper section of grapple, we have it twisted. We have the intermediary struts completely twisted. Look at that one. Wow, that's amazing. Again, I would blame this on operator error. And yet, again, that would be me. So this grapple is a medium duty grapple. I was using it like a rock grapple. And I must have caught something and didn't notice and just twisted that top jaw of the grapple. This is not a reflection on the grapple, and it is certainly not a reflection on the tractor. In fact, I went through this whole tractor when I realized what I had done. The front end loader has held up under this force that bent the grapple. I didn't crack any welds. I didn't bend anything. I didn't destroy the rams. Really, really surprising to me how sturdy this compact tractor is. When I saw the grapple, I thought for sure that I had bent or cracked the loader arms, and that's not the case at all. It still comes on and comes off as it should, and it still operates as it should. Maybe someday I'll try to straighten it out. That's basically it. I want to show you a couple other things. Let's see if we can do that. I will open the front grill guard. All right, I should have raised the loader arms before I did this, but it has a pretty substantial front grill guard. Not super heavy, but heavy enough for this tractor. To open the hood, you need to fold down this front grill guard. That means pulling this out and pulling it forward. I'm going to tell you now, one of the most important things not to forget is when you're done raising the hood and servicing this tractor and doing what you have to do, please remember to put that grill guard back, because if you do not, and you go ahead and use the tractor, you will catch the front end loader mid-rail on the grill guard or the brush guard, and also you will destroy your hoses. These were the hoses that were added by the dealership, and you can see why I know that is because I left the grill guard open one time and peeled open the hose. So please remember to shut that grill guard whenever you open that hood. It's a little easier if you raise the loader up above your head, but oh man, it's freezing. Anyway, on the right side of the tractor, we have the oil filter, we have the oil dipstick, and we have the fuel filter. All of it is protected by behind this massive frame. Look at this. This is 3/4 of an inch thick steel, which is bolted to the front rail of the tractor. This is the front end loader frame. Very sturdy stuff here, right? Really nice. heavy stuff, and you know, really has surprised me. But easy access to the fuel filter, the oil filter, which is there. Easy access to the fuel filter, and easy access to the dipstick. You don't have to open the hood. You don't have to, you don't have to struggle to get to any of this stuff. There's no reason anybody should get on this tractor and start it without checking the oil first. No reason. It's very simple to do. The fuel filter, you will need to be very careful unscrewing this. This is a plastic bowl. You could put a wrench on it and crack it. I imagine Branson makes a tool that slides on and will hook onto those nibs and spin it off. But again, fairly easy and straightforward to service. And that's basically it. I've serviced this tractor many times. This tractor has less than 100 hours on it. And I like keeping up with the maintenance. Actually, I do excessive maintenance on my because I do push them harder than they would normally be pushed. And certainly, and I will say this maybe several times, I have worked this tractor above its class. Some of you may say, well, what the hell is this? I covered the dealership name because I wasn't happy at all with the dealership. They had no follow-up service. They didn't set this tractor up for use. They just delivered it. They delivered it dry. It had engine oil in it, but it was down 3 gallons of hydraulic fluid. I had some other questions and issues which never got answered. The salesman no longer works there, but I covered up the labels, the stickers for the company that sold it to me because I'm not real happy with them, and I'm certainly not going to give them any free advertising. But again, not a reflection on the tractor. This is the hood release. Pull it towards you. Let's see if we can get it with one hand. Not quite short. Yeah, okay. And we will, oh, nope, drop it back down. Try it one more time. Okay. Okay. We have the hood open. And the irony of this is it's a cold day. It does have, hydraulic pistons that hold the hood up, but for some reason today, it's not doing it. All right, well, add that to the list of pet peeves. But I guess I'll hold it up. Really simple stuff. This tractor has no emissions. It's below the, let me see if I can heat up the oil in this, get it to stay up, because I really want to show you something. Okay. All right. No, she's not going to stay. No emissions, no depth fluid, no post burn or whatever they do to burn off the emissions today. Really simple. We have the air filter, radiator. That I am going to assume is the hydraulic fluid cooler, battery. It's really, really straightforward, really easy to get to. And we'll see. Well, it's kind of staying up now. Never had that problem before. It must be because it's about 8 degrees here. But one thing I really like on this tractor is that it has a screen in front of the radiator. All right, and this is really kind of cool. I'm going to try to show it to you. If you unscrew this thumb screw right here, you can, let's see if we can, how do we get this now? Pull the screen out. And that screen captures most of what, look how clean that radiator is behind the screen. I just cleaned the screen the other day because I changed the oil. but it captures a lot of the debris and dust and twigs and leaves and crap. So if you ever have an overheating problem or a high temperature problem on that temperature gauge, check the screen first. It doesn't take much to block it up. But again, it's real simple. The left side of the tractor, alternator, starter, muffler. It's really very simple, very durable, pretty solid. So, there's the hood catch, to the back of the lights and the horn, that kind of pathetic, buzzy horn. But we'll shut it. Fairly substantial front axles. They're probably easily 2 inches in diameter. Access is easy to maintain and lube this. The exhaust is down and to the left, and it's dirtied up the frame a lot, but it is where it is. You don't have to worry about water getting in it. You don't have to worry about putting a soup can on top of the exhaust. Overall, it's been a really good machine. I want to show you a little bit of what I've done with it to bring this field back into shape. Again, like I said, it was not my first choice for a machine, but after researching and after trying to buy a small tractor or a medium-sized tractor on the used market, used prices, all of in 2020 and 2021 are insane. For what I paid for this tractor, with the grapple, with the front hydraulics, the backhoe, the front end loader. I also bought a brush hog with it. What I paid for that was less than a used piece of junk. And I'm serious. These things out there that were sitting around in fields and yards, not maintained for 10 or 20 years, not run. People were trying to get, $30, $40, $50,000 for them. And I just was kind of disappointed in that. I'm not sure the market's changed. But again, like I said, Branson is no longer. If you have a Branson dealer near you, go and check out their remaining inventory. Are they making deals on the fact that Branson's no longer and they want to get rid of the inventory from their yards? I don't know. Probably not. But it's worth checking out. It's worth checking out and going and sitting on this tractor or a 35 or a 48 horse and comparing that to any of the other big names. Because for me, comparing this to my 26 horsepower Kubota B26, this machine, it's not a Kubota, but a Kubota is not this, all right? This machine was less money, does about the same amount of work, and seems to be pretty durable. Now, this machine has less than 100 hours on it. I want to explain to you a little bit of how I do maintenance. I bought it new. I changed the oil at 8 hours. I changed it at 10 hours after that, and 10 hours after that. Then I did the 100-hour service at about 55 hours. Everybody says I'm crazy. Everybody says it's not necessary. And some people will say, well, you're changing the oil too much. It doesn't have the chance to break in. The soonest you should change it is 30 hours. And there might be some merit to that. But that's not what I do with my equipment. And I'll let you be the judge, right? So I work this above its class. I work it very hard. And I want to take care of it. I'm going to walk you around. It pretty much did this whole field. This field was completely overgrown for 30 years. It's about an acre and a half. I purchased a brush hog, a Titan brush hog, a decent American-made unit. It's right there. I will say, and this is maybe not a fair criticism, this 24.5 horsepower hydro machine did not like running the brush hog. I did bog it down. I did have problems with the RPMs on this. However, two things were happening. It was a field that was overgrown for 25 years, and it no longer a field. It was a small forest. So you had inch and a half, 2-inch diameter trees that had to be cut with that brush hog. But also, I've since run the brush hog many times and it's been okay. I was probably moving it a little too quickly. I should have set it for 2100 RPM and set that cruise control for 1 mile an hour, and I probably would have done okay with that brush hog. But this never happened on my 48 horsepower John Deere. But then again, it was a 48 horsepower John Deere. Gear shift, by the way. But that little tractor picked up all these rocks with the grapple. These rocks are probably 300-400 pounds. This one's probably at least 500 pounds. This rock, and I don't know if you can see it, that was the gray piece. That was what was sticking up out of the ground, and that what was in the ground, and that grapple just grabbed that and pulled it right out of the ground. Smaller rocks. All right. He did drag that rock out of the ground, and look at this. This tractor pulled all these rocks out of the dirt with just the grapple. The ones that were big enough to pick up, and you can see the grapple marks on these rocks. The ones that were big enough to pick up, it just grabbed and picked it up, no problem. The larger ones like this, which is probably 1,500, probably 1,100 pounds. Well, it didn't really pick it up, but I don't know if you can see, you see those snow trails here. And you see that snow trail here. Those are the drag lines, the drag marks left because I grabbed that rock with the tractor and we dragged it down the hill, put it on the pile. And those rocks over there, same thing, way too big to move, but we managed to cluster them up there. We'll use them to rebuild the stone wall. We'll use them for something. But again, surprisingly strong. Branson states that I believe the lift capacity for the loader is 2,200 pounds. Well, okay. I have no way to prove that. However, once you add that 500 or 400 pound grapple, that's not true. Probably 350 pound grapple on the front. You obviously have to deduct that from the weight bearing capacity. I think the sensible capacity, lift capacity for this tractor is probably anywhere from 1,000 to 1,500 pounds. Okay. And as all of us know that have used tractors and overused tractors, if you're going to pick something up with this grapple, have a counterweight on the back. Have the backhoe on the back, preferably with a rock in the bucket. Have 800, 900 pounds of weight on the back of this tractor. Because we all know it's super easy to flip a tractor and it takes 1 millisecond. So when you are picking up something heavy with that front end loader or the grapple, make sure you have counterweight on it. Make sure you're taking it easy. I was just about to start this tractor, but now I realized I did something I told you all not to do. I've left the brush guard down. So, recipe for headache. I missed it. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Brush guard is in. So let's start it. It's been out here for about 5 days because I've been out on a job. It's been in 10 degree and 5 degree weather, and it's like I said, I don't know, maybe it's about 15 degrees now outside. Key on. Oil indicator, battery indicator, glow plug. Let's do that again. Glow plug until the glow plug goes out. Glow plug is out, and you can see there's 97.4 hours on this tractor. Wow. That is the hardest it's ever started. I will tell you, this tractor has never not started on me. It's a little stiff. Yeah, well, it's been out here a week in sub-zero weather, or, you know, close to zero weather. And that's the hardest it's ever started. But this tractor has always started for me in the coldest of weather. It wasn't horrible, and I see I knocked the lights on when I jumped in the cab. But overall, like I said, there was no information on this tractor when I was trying to buy it. I don't know if there are YouTube videos. I don't know if there's other videos out there. I hope this was a real fair assessment of this tractor. I want to tell you, 24.5 horsepower, and I work it hard, and I take care of it. It has exceeded my expectations for a compact tractor. I don't have any affiliation with Branson. And I really think this little tractor is tough, and it has impressed me. I hope this video is helpful for those of you wondering what a Branson's about or interested in buying one of these. Again, go to your dealership, see if there's any leftovers, hop on that. I know they make a tractor called the Bad Boy, which is the same tractor made by Branson. Badge says Bad Boy. It happens to be orange. Maybe you can find one of those, but I'm really happy with it so far. And you're going to say, well, it only has less than 100 hours on it. It should work perfectly. But I think all of us know that's not the case with tractors and implements and heavy equipment. But if you've gotten this far in this video, thank you all. And I hope all of you have a great spring. Take care.